into here. So that is nothing but the utilities of your Java. Now major thing is that whenever we enter into any type of programming, first you should know that is layout. If layout of container is set, then only the elements can be added. So first thing of Java AWT is that you should know the layouts. There are different layouts. We'll go into detail about this layout manager, and if this layout manager is majorly for the purpose of adding those elements into your containers. So container class contains the layout. I'll not go for theoretical part, we'll go for direct execution and direct knowing the different classes. So in this java.awt package, there is a separate class called as a layout manager. Now this layout manager is most important. As soon as you are focusing on designing a GUI, you should know the layout manager. Then only it is possible to add those elements in that layout. So layout manager is a class. There are two types of classes which are present into your AWT package. One is layout manager, another is layout manager 2. Okay. So these are the only two types of classes which are present in java.awt, and there are different types of functions which are present into these classes. So as far as layout manager is concerned, these are the major 5 functions which are required for the purpose of setting the layout before executing or before adding those elements into this layout. So there is add layout component, so you can add those components. Then layout container, so there are different containers you can use and you can set those container also. Then minimum layout size, so if you want to set you want just minimum elements to be added, so that is a minimum layout size. Preferred layout size, if you want to give a preference to those layout, so that can be also possible. And if you want to remove at the runtime a layout component, so if I want to at the runtime I want to remove some text box or radio button at the runtime, that can be possible by using this function called as a remove layout component. So these are the major 5 functions, that is add layout component, layout container, minimum layout size, preferred layout size, and remove layout components. So add layout components and remove layout components for the purpose of adding and removing those components. Layout container is for the purpose of layouting the container size, and there is minimum layout size and preferred layout size. It is for the purpose of specifying the size of the container. So these are the major 5 functions which are present into your layout manager. Now today our focus into this is that we'll have an ample number of time. So today we'll be entering into one program, that is layouts which are present into this java.awt package. So all layouts are present into your AWT package. So basically when we talk about AWT, there are 5 different ways of layouts are present into AWT: border layout, card layout, flow layout, grid layout, and grid back layout. So these are the only 5 layouts. We'll go into detail about this layout. And one more thing is that in swing components, as far as AWT is concerned, these are the only 5 layouts are there. And as far as swing is concerned, there are majorly more 4 element what we call as layouts been added. That is, one is box layout, group layout, scroll pane layout, and spring layout. So we'll go into detail in later parts. Today we'll be going into focus about these 4 layouts. In your university paper, there will be only 4 layouts. The question might be asked like, explain layout manager class in detail with example, or explain border layout and flow layout in detail of layout manager classes. So theoretical question, and whenever we are writing any theory program, you should be very specific about the layout theoretical concept, and apart from that you should be able to write a program based on this layout. So basically, as far as the university is concerned, only 4 layouts have been asked, and for the knowledge you should know there are 5 plus 4, 9 layouts are present, among which 5 are from AWT and 4 are from swing. So swing contains box layout, group layout, scroll pane layout, and spring layout. So this 9 layouts are exactly layout managers present in your what we call as GUI, graphical user interface, in Java. So first we'll go into this detail about the border layout. Now the name border layout means what? Whichever element will be added, it will be focusing on the border part. So if it's on the topmost, it is being specified with called as an east. If it is at the bottom, it is called as a west. If it is on the right hand side, it is always a south, and on left hand side it is always a north, and in middle part is called as a center. So here there are some keywords. These are nothing but a constant values: center, east, north, south, and these are always in the uppercase. Whenever any variable is written in Java with the uppercase, it means it is a constant. Some values are assigned by default to this variable. So this is nothing, a string variable with value called as center, and it will be setting a constant values to this what we call as a border layout. So we are using now in this border layout. Now border layout is a part of AWT, so 100% it is in java.awt.border layout, and there are different constant values are used for the purpose of adding those elements. So north, south, east, west, and center. So these are the 5 constant values which are used for the purpose of border layout, and these are specifying. So when I say center, so that component will be added in the middle of the container. If I am saying east, so that will be displayed on the right side of the container. If I am saying north, so it will be on the top of the container. So north will be on the top, south will be on the bottom, east will be on the right hand side, west will be on your left hand side. So ध्यान में रखना है हमें, east is nothing but your right hand side, west is nothing but your left hand side, north is nothing but your upper portion. Upper part is called as north, lower part is called as south, and middle part is called as in center. Apart from this, there are some different constant values. We are not focusing on this because it becomes very complicated. There is after last line, after line ends, before first line. So we will not go for executing these properties. Major part will be focusing on displaying these values. So now we will be entering on writing a code of this. This is nothing but you will see in output, north is always at the top, south is at the bottom, east is on the right, west is on the left, and center is in the center part. These are nothing but the different types of buttons. So here we have added 5 buttons. So whenever we are using this one, so we are using this java.awt, and somewhere I have used swing component. So what is the purpose? Because I am using button from this swing, so it is J button. So we'll have an example. I will be using only button also, that is from AWT, and I will be using swing button also, that is J button also. So I am creating a class called as a border with public static void main, and as you know, I want to display it on a Windows, so I am using this JFrame. So JFrame is nothing but a class which is present in Java X.swing package. So this is nothing but a container class. So I am creating an object of this container class called as a JFrame. The name of the frame is F. Then I am creating object of these buttons. So I want a button with name north, button with south, button with east, button with west, and button with. So whenever you want to use any element, any component, you have to create an object of that class. This is one more thing. So J button I am using here. So nothing but J button, the name of that button, that is object of the button with specification called as a north will be B1, same way B2 for south, B3 for east, B4 for west, and B5 for center. So these 5 objects will be created. So form will be nothing, a collection of objects, and this collection of objects we have to add on this container. So F is nothing but a container. So I am using a function called as an add. So elements, if you just write this code, this will only get executed and you will get never been displayed on a screen. So for the purpose of adding those elements on a screen on your Windows, you have to use the object of this container class called as a JFrame. So I am using this F, and I am using the function called as add. Add function is for the purpose of adding those elements into your container class, that is a JFrame class. So I am adding a B1. So B1, B2, B3, B4, and B5. These are nothing but my different 5 buttons I am adding, and now I am setting some properties, which here this button B1, where it should be displayed. So I want to display this button in the north part, that is an upper part. So border layout, this is the name of this class, that is a layout class called as a border layout dot north. This is a constant value, north, south, then east, then west, and dot center. So border layout is a static class, dot north is a name of a static variable. So that variable value will be assigned to this border layout. This value will be assigned to the B1, and it will be occupying space on this frame, that is on J frame, at a specific location called as a north location. So B1 is nothing but your button. So button B1 will be displayed, added on the north position, same way B2 on the south position, B3 on the east, B4 on the west, and B5 on the center. And after that, This is only for adding those buttons. Now I have to set a size of this frame. So what should be the size of this window? So I am saying that it is x, that is on x parameter it should be 300 pixel and y parameter it should be 300 pixel. So x and y coordinate, and I have to say it as a visible. So these are the three functions, that is add function, set size and set visible. So if I am saying set visible false, so this screen will not be displayed on a screen. If I want to display this frame on your screen of window after executing, so I have to specify set visible true. So are you clear with this one? Yes? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll go for executing this program. So this is border layout. Same program what we have seen here. Oh my god. So I am here, I want to display like this only. So I will keep it like this only, because whenever I want to stop this one, so it is very hard. So I am using this AWT package. So there is a swing also, because swing, this is from swing component. If I comment this part, so we will get an error at this position only. So if I am using this comment, so you will find it is a J frame, because this J frame is present in swing package. J button is present in swing package. So this part will be creating an error. So this was most important. And if I am commenting this AWT package, I am not using this one. So this border layout is present in your AWT package. So border layout is a part of your AWT. So for that purpose I am using this two things. Okay. So are you clear with this one? Okay. Same code with this container class called as a JFrame, and these are the 5 different buttons, and I am adding this on the frame, and I am specifying the location north, south, east and west, setting the size of this frame, that is JFrame, and setting this as visible by saying specifying it's true. So it will be visible. I am saying right click and I am running this program now. So we will get a screen. Now I am running this Java application. You will find this is being getting executed. Now see, this is a window. Now this is a button with north, because this is B1, and I am giving a notation that is on double quote. I have written it as a north, so it is on the text code as a north is been displayed, and I want to this button to be displayed on the north location, that is border layout dot north. Okay. So if I say 400 by 400, now I can close this one, because whenever I am using a J frame, automatically it will be, see, automatically the screen size will be increased. So see, I am clicking this button. Okay. Now this button you will find it is very colorful. You are getting a specific colors over there. So this is a south part, this is a north part, east part and west part. Now this is a part of what we call as swing component. Now I don't want to use this one. I don't want to use this one. I don't want to use this. What I will do is that, sorry, I am converting this into a simple J button. Simple button. I am using this only button. I don't want this to be used. I don't want this J button. I only want these buttons. Simple, because button is from AWT class. Okay. If possible, I can make it frame also, J frame also. So there is no need of this one. So I am using this frame from AWT. I am using this button from AWT. I am nowhere using this swing. I have given a comment. Now I am running this same program. Now see the previous output and this current output. Now this is again a button, but this is a classical button. Now I go for closing this one. Now this is not getting closed. Now this is not getting closed. Why? Because it is, you cannot stop directly. So for that purpose you have to write some code for closing this window. So it is always preferred when you go for AWT components, this has some side effect you will find. So this side effect is that you cannot close. So for purpose of closing this one, I have to stop this one. I have to say stop. Then only it will be get executed. So are you clear with this one? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I am changing into the previous, just like a previous button. Okay. And now you will see the same output. See the previous output and this current output. Now I am making it again a same output. I am running this program. Now see the changes between the two buttons. Same code I have done. The difference, the basic difference between this is AWT component button, this is swing component. So you have some what you call as a recent effect on these buttons. So are you clear with this AWT and swing?
Yes, sir.
Are you clear with this border layout?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here I can stop this one by saying like this, close, but here I cannot stop this one because I need to stop it from this console. Okay, so this is one example of border layout. Now we'll move to the second layout. Now second layout is grid layout. Now in grid layout, we'll be displaying the elements in some rows and columns. So elements in the form of grid. Some grid is nothing but some rows and columns. So this is nothing but called as a constructor of this grid layout. And here you can set some rows and columns. If I want some 2 rows and 3 columns, so I can specify that also in this grid layout. And I can use this edge gaps and all those things for the purpose of vertical and horizontal gap between the two buttons. If you want that gap should be there, that you can specify that number. So we'll have an example of that also. So it's a simple example. Just I am displaying in the 3 by 3. So I want this 9 button to be get displayed in grid format. Grid format means what? In the format of rows and column. Previous example we have seen in the border layout, it was specifying adding those elements on the border, north, south, east and west, and then center part. Now it will be focusing on rows and columns. So same program, I am using AWT in swing components. I am using a J frame for displaying like this in output, and I am adding 9 buttons over here. So I am creating object of J button, and I am writing something on that button. So I want this button with value called as a 1, value called as a 2. So I am passing that name into that J button object. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 objects of J buttons with 9 different name, that is B1, B2 up till 9 I have created. And after only writing this code will not add. So for adding this one, I have to add those object on my container class. So container class is nothing but my J frame. So I am adding all the elements using add function on this frame. So J frame will be added, J frame, that is f dot add b1 b2. So the way I have added, same way it will be added into this format. Now I am setting this layout. Now I am exactly in the what format I want to get this output. So f dot set layout, f dot set layout, new grid layout. So set layout, previously I have said that it is previous example you said whenever I am using border layout, I am saying that add, and at that as soon as I am adding those object, I am specifying a constant values here. Now here I am using some different technique of adding the layout. So f dot set layout, and then I am here saying that new grid layout. So this is nothing but an object of this grid layout is been transferred to the set layout. Now this f will be following the layout code as a grid layout, and I am specifying that it should be a 3 rows and 3 columns. So 3 rows and 3 columns. Then I am setting this size of this container class, that is set size 300 by 300, and I want to make it visible. So f dot set visible to. So all 9 objects, that is 9 classes of J button will be displayed in the format of buttons. So we'll go for executing the same program here. Now this is nothing but your grid layout. So here I have created 9. Now here I have used swing also because I am using this J frame. We'll execute the same program with using AWT also. So J frame, I am creating 9 different buttons with some specific values on that. So these values are written on this button, and I am creating the object of that button, and I am adding into those button into your container class. The container class object is f. F is nothing but your JFrame, so that will be added, and I am setting a layout. This is most important, that is new. I am creating object of grid layout, specifying there should be 3 rows and 3 columns. I am setting a size of this container class, that is it should be displaying in the format of 300 by 300 size, and it should be read visible. If I am not writing, if I am not setting it visible, I run the program. If I run the program, I will not get an output. I will not get an output because it is not visible. It is not visible. So this is most important. If I put in a comment over here, set size, and if I run this program, see, you will get an output in this way. Okay, so I have to say maximize or minimize. If I am saying minimize, so it is displayed like this. So you cannot change it, you cannot do anything with this one, so it will automatically get over here. So I am stopping this program. Okay, so this is most important. You have to set the size and you have to set it visible, then only it will be displayed on a screen. So are you clear with this two part? Now I am running the same program. Now I will get an output in 300 by 300 screen. Are you clear this with this? So 9 buttons are there. Now I want 4 buttons. How many? 4 rows. Now this is one row, row number 1 with 3 elements. So 3 rows are there. So row number 1, row number 2, and row number 3. Now I want 4 rows and 3 columns. 4 rows and 3 columns. I am running this program. Now 4 rows will be there, but empty spaces will be there because there is no elements been added. No elements will be added. Now if I am saying 4 2s are 8 and there are 9 elements, 4 rows means what? 4 rows, and each row will be containing only 2 elements. And 4 2s are 8, so only 8 elements will be added. And what about this 9th element? So if I write the code like this, I am adding 9 elements, but I am making visible only 8 elements. If I try to run this program, it will show like this. So unexpected output will be displayed because this is not compiled. I think so. This is not compiled exactly, but when we go for this will not execute because this output is not generated. One object is not there. So this is what is called as a grid layout is concerned. So 3 by 3 is the basic program for displaying the grid layout. So it will be displayed in the format of grid, that is in rows and columns. If I try to write the code in the format of AWT, simple AWT program, I am changing the code now. Now I am commenting this string because I am not using string component. I am running this program. See, this is AWT, pure AWT. This is string components. If I try to close this one, no possible. If I am to try to close this string, yes, it is getting closed. Here it is not closing. I have to stop this one by saying stop. So are you clear with this one? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So today we have seen 2 types of layout. Which? One is border layout and second one is grid layout. Now we'll move to the
Grid.
third, grid, and now we'll move to the another layout, that is flow layout. Now flow layout means what? Whichever element you add, automatically it will be added, it will be concatenated with one another. Now one thing is that I want to give some values over here. Just a second, we'll stop today with this session only, but I want to specify something. So one thing we have missed in the previous example, that is I want to give some gap, horizontal gap and vertical gap. So if I said horizontal gap as 2, I want to give number, and vertical as 1. So what is between 3 and what is 2? So we'll run this program and you will get a gap between the two buttons. So see, there is 2 pixel gap between two, vertical and horizontal. If I want to increase this gap to 5 for vertical, so see the vertical and horizontal. So vertical the gap is increased, but horizontally the gap is very small. So again I am making it 10, I think so. So it will be very clear now. So this is nothing but vertical gap, that is gap between the two objects, and horizontal gap, that is gap between the two objects in horizontal way, and this is from in the vertical way. So this is horizontal and this is vertical. Third parameter is for the vertical gap, fourth parameter is for horizontal gap. So this you can give here for the purpose of giving space between the two different objects also. So the purpose is to get the third and fourth parameter to get executed. So are you clear with this one? Yes. Now this is flow layout. Now flow layout is very simple. Flow layout, you just add those element and that element will be added one by one after the another. It is very simple. Basically people use this flow layout for the purpose of displaying those elements. So flow, the element is added, automatically it will be added, second one add, third one add, fourth one add, fifth one. It is just in the format of flow. You just minimize, maximize, automatically it will occupy its space. So same program with simple example. Again JFrame, that is a container class object with different types of buttons. Here I have used 5 buttons and I have added this one. So f dot add and then semicolon. So I have, for the purpose of space, I have written the code like this. So I am adding b1, b2, b3, b4, b5, and then I am setting the layout by saying f, that is container class object dot set layout, that is new flow layout, and I am saying flow layout dot right. Now what is this right? Now see, there are constant values, that is left, right, center, that is leading and trailing. So whenever I am adding any element, that element will be added from the right hand side. If I am saying left, layout dot left, the element will be added on the left hand side. So we'll go for the executing of this program, and these two things are most important, that is size of this container, that is 300 by 300, and I am need to set it visible. If you don't write this code, this element, this program will not be displayed on a screen. So set visible true is again most important. So we are here into the third layout, that is called as a flow layout. Layout name is flow layout. So same way I am adding this 5 different objects of J button, b1, b2 and b5 into a container class object called as a f by using a function called as a add. So I am writing on a separate line, so it will be very specific now. So first is declaration of all the elements. Whenever you write a code of GUI, that is a graphical user interface, first is initialization. Second one is creating an object of your container, then creating an object of all your elements you want to add into the GUI frame. Third is you need to add all the elements into your container class object. Then fifth one is you need to set the layout, and sixth one you need to set its size and make it visible. So these are the basic steps. So step number 1, you have to write it. This is nothing but a step 1, that is create initialization. So whatever you want, you initialize that thing. Step number 2 is that create container class. So you need to specify your container. So you want a JFrame or JPanel, you need to, step number 2 is you need to specify your containers. Then step number 3 is that you should, that is step number 3, create object of all elements to be added into container or on your form to be displayed. So whichever element you want to display on your screen and you want to add in a container, that should be initialized here. And then after that, step number 4, add all elements, that is object, element means what, the objects, into container class object. So whichever container is that you are using JFrame or JPanel or panel or JFrame, anything, so you should add those things. And last one, that is step number 5, set layout and make it visible, make it visible. So these are most important thing you have to do, then only it is possible. Sorry, so you have to set layout, you have to set layout only, you have to set layout for step number 5. And step number 6, make visible and set size, set size to container. So these are the basic steps, 6 steps you have to keep in mind. So I am formatting this one, source, I am format automatically, it will be displayed in a very systematic way. Okay. So step number 1, initialization of all the objects. Step number 2, create an object of your container class. Step number 3, add all the elements you want to display it on a screen, so in the form that element should be added. Step number 4, add all elements to the container class. Step number 5, set the layout, whichever layout you want to use. And step number 6, set visible and set size to your container class. Then you will go for executing this program, you will get all the things, get it added from the right hand side, because I am adding from right hand side. If I am changing it to left now, now see, each properties is now denoted in the blue color, because this is what is called as a constant value. So you will see this is in the blue color. So I am running this program. So now see this, the basic difference between right and left is that any element will be added. So if I am adding the first element, if I am using left hand side, the first element will be added on left hand side, second one will be close to the left hand side, then third one. Whenever adding element, so now when I am saying add from right, so first element will be added, second element when it enters, it will pop up the first element, it will be moved to the left hand side, and then it will be added to the second element. So moving element towards the left hand side, so this parameter is nothing but your left, and moving element towards the right, it is nothing but you are using an element added from the right hand side. So right will be added like this on the right hand side, left will be adding the element, but that will be moving everything towards the left. If I minimize the screen like this, if I minimize the screen like this, you will see the output like this. So it is automatically changing the flow of the elements. So automatically it will be changing the element location also. So see, I am using like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So automatically it will be displayed like this. If I say you like this, so see. So left and this is right hand side. Everything will be added will be on the right hand side, anything which is added will be on the left hand side. Same way, we'll check for the another parameters what we are missing now, that is flow layout center. So I am closing this one, and I am saying center, CENTER, center. I am running this program now. See, all elements are displayed in center. So left alignment, right alignment and center alignments you can set to your flow layout, and if you say like this, so all element will be occupying the center position, not left, not right. Okay. Now the next parameter, that is leading. Now this will not have an output like this, we will go for leading. I am running this program. So no output will be there, because this is basically used for the purpose of leading. So so there is no effect of leading and all those things. So are you clear with this one? 5 parameters, and we are completed with the third layout, that is called as an flow layout. Now we'll move to the last layout of your syllabus. That is now box layout. Box layout. Now see, a box layout will contain some constant values called the x-axis or y-axis or line axis or page axis. Now box layout will get an output. Sorry, box layout we are not having an example, so we'll have an example of direct it will be executed on a screen. So box layout will be displaying elements on a box format, and last one is card layout. So we'll go for the executing the box layout now. This is box layout. Now what I have done is that I have created a frame of AWT swing component, and I am using an array of buttons, so I want multiple buttons to be get displayed. So see, I want multiple buttons to get displayed on a screen, so one after the another. Now this layout is called as, if I minimize it, nothing will happen to this. This is displaying elements in the box format. If I am seeing page axis or x axis or y axis, so if it is x axis, I am running this program. So see, I am getting output like this. So one is output, and this is called as a x axis. So element will be added on x axis, and this is a y axis. So element will be added on a y axis. You can use this one. So now this layout is called as a box layout. It has not been used most probably, so that's why it is not there in syllabus. Now what here I have done is that I have used a for loop for creating multiple objects of this button class. So the name of this class is button. So button, I am creating array of this class. You can create an array of any class object. So I want multiple buttons. I am not writing again add one, add again, add again. Just I am writing one single line code. I am creating an object array of button. I am writing everything in the code called as a constructor. I want 5 buttons to be added. I am executing a for loop from 0 to 5. Then I am creating this button. I am giving some name with value sum. So I want that button 1, button 2. So B1, B2, button 1, button 2 should be displayed on a screen. So it is doing like that one. And I am using this add function. So adding all elements will be added automatically on this this one called as an layout, that is called as a box layout. So all elements will be added in the box layout on x parenthesis. I am setting its size and setting it visible, and simple way I am getting the box layout getting displayed on a screen. So this is nothing but your y-axis, and this is nothing but your x-axis. The same thing we have seen into this presentation is that this is what we call as a box layout is that. So box layout will be using a function constructor called as a box layout, and that it is containing only the container, that is whatever element you want to add into this, and on what axis, whether on x-axis or y-axis, the box layout will be displaying this output. And last layout that I want to display, that is a card layout, and we'll stop today itself with the card layout only. So this is last thing I want to display, that is card layout. Now exactly what is this card layout, will not go into detail. I will just execute this program, and you will get into detail what is exactly the card layout is. So I am running this program, and you will see on screen this is only one button displayed. If I click on this button, second button is displayed. If I click on this button, third button is displayed. This is just like a card you play at home. So one card on the another, then the third another, and the fourth one. So whenever I go for this one, so 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, I am writing, I have given the name to the button. There is apple, boy, cat, A, B, C, D, I have given the name. So this is nothing but a card layout. Now what is exactly the card layout is? So in card layout, the layout is somewhat say called as a card layout, and I am adding those elements to the card layout. So here for the purpose of having an action, so we don't focus on this action perform what exactly it is. The basic purpose is that we want to display this card layout of size 40 by 30 pixels, and into this I am adding those buttons, that is apple button, boy button, and a cat button. I am adding into this card layout called as a card, and this way, that is card dot next, will be for the purpose of displaying the next button. So don't go into detail about this. just the preference should be given for the purpose of getting what exactly the card layout is. So if I click on that button, next button is getting displayed. So this is nothing but your card layout. So are you clear with this one? So don't talk about, we'll not talk about this, what is action performer, what is this action event. So we'll not go to what is this action listener. We just focus on this card layout, its size, I'm specifying it, and I'm adding those element, that is buttons, onto this card, that is card dot next, that is card dot add. So C is nothing but your content pane. So what is this content pane? Don't think about this content pane, we'll go into detail in the future session, but today we are now clear with all the layouts. So today we have seen at least 5 layouts we have completed today, that is border layout, flow layout, grid layout and card layout. So we have completed this 4 layout in detail. Apart from this, we have gone for the box layout also. So box layout is also again completed. So tomorrow my lecture will be not there available. We'll meet on next week. We'll meet in next week on 16th. Yes.
Okay, sir.
So we'll meet. I'll stop my recording now. Yes.